Well, I'm moored up at Brucey's place at Jacob's Well. I've come in to address a problem I've got with my bobstay mounting on the boat. We need to beef that up a bit because it's a little bit compromised and I don't want it to go any further. But my winch is making a bit of noise as well, so Bruce has said we better have a look at that because he's had the same problem and had a big fix to do. So we're going to have a look at that as well. So yeah, get a couple of jobs done here and then hopefully get the boat back ready again for doing a bit more cruising up the coast. Pretty warm though, we've got over 30 degrees most days here now, so it's pretty warm weather. Anyway, into some jobs and yeah, then let's go cruising again. Oh, don't forget dudes, there'll be a marine quiz at the end of this video, so make sure you watch to the end and try and answer the question. Let's go. Ugh. I wonder if it's just grinding around the...
Well, the rest of it was, this is not to do with anything that... She's knackered, mate.
And what about yours?
Don't ask it. Talk to me in 10 minutes.
Well, we don't wear skimpy bikinis. Hell, it frightens me when I take my shirt off. There's definitely no one pregnant here. This is motor sailing for old dudes. We do live on a boat and we do cruise extensively along the Australian coast. Join us and visit some great destinations. Learn how to look after a boat and live off grid. It might even get you enthused to do the same thing. Hey, stay out there till you can't. So this is the fitting I had under the foredeck of the boat, under the hull, and the bobstay was pulling in this direction, and what it was doing, that was under the hull like that on the break of the hull, and with the bobstay pulling that way, it was actually pulling this up into the fiberglass, so damaged the fiberglass a little bit. So what we're going to do, we're going to weld that onto this bit of plate, and then we'll cut that off probably about there, and I'm going to put 2 bolts in there, 2 bolts in there, and that'll be strong as, I think. Be plenty strong enough. We hope.
But it's a fast to medium cut polish, so that should help us to
another good Cleaner Works product. Bruce is wasting it.
Oh. Yep. Still not on. Wait on. Let's turn it on at the wall.
Sounds better.
Now we're on.
You know how many amps are there?
No. Do you want it wound right up?
Well, let's see what we got. Not pulling much. Screw peg, eat your heart out. Bruce is putting the finishing touches on something that Ron's stand would be proud of. Explain how it works, Brucey.
That bit on the inside, that bit on the outside. Bang. Fold it together.
Yep.
And that'll hang on.
All we had before was just that small bracket there with 2 bolts in it, and that was rolling up. The weight on the forestay was actually pulling it that way. So now we've spread the load right back to here, a couple more bolts, and that'll be pretty good, I reckon. So we'll go and fit it, or a cup of tea.
9 o'clock.
Okay, just said my goodbyes to Bruce and Kay. Thanks very much, guys. You certainly make life easier for me when I'm doing jobs like that, so thanks again for all your help. Thanks to your next door neighbour too, who doesn't want to be named. But yeah, it's been good getting all those jobs done. So now we're out for a bit of adventure. I'm heading back up to the Coomera River. Now the Coomera is my home virtually. I've got a marina berth at Hope Island that I call home. That's my mailing address. It's the only home I've got. But at the moment it's rented out, and I've been invited to a party at Ronnie's place. She sent me an invite. Wants me to go up there and play a bit of music, actually, but yeah, I don't know. They mustn't have much culture. Anyway, I'm going to go up the river. As my marina berth's got a tenant in it, I can't get back in there. That would have been good, but there's someone in it, so I'm going to leave them alone. And I'm going to go a bit further up the river, past the marina, and I'm going to anchor, and then I'm going to take the dinghy up through a lock and into her canal development. So that's going to be an interesting way of doing it. So I'll take you guys along, and you can see how we do that. It's strange how you never explore around your home very much. You seem to do all your exploration away from home, so this is pretty close to home, and I've never been. I didn't even know there was a lock there, so we'll go and have a look at that and yeah, see how it all works. We're just entering the Coomera River now. It's taken me about an hour and a half to get to here, and it'll be a bit quicker trip up the river because the tide's floating at the moment, so we'll ride that tide up the river. Sovereign Island in front of us, some big homes there, eh? This is where I'd usually turn up into the canal there, and that runs up into my home berth. But today we're going to head a little bit further up the river, up past Gold Coast City Marina and Boatworks, and find a place to anchor just off Saltwater Creek. Be interesting, I've never been up there. So this is where I'm going to anchor, just up here, and Saltwater Creek runs off to the left, the Coomera runs off to the right, so we'll just find a spot up here somewhere to drop the pick. So this is Monterey Keys, and I've got to put the dinghy in the water and head up the creek to get there. Well, we're off. An excursion up Saltwater Creek through a lock to Ronnie's place. This is going to be a lot of fun. I'm not real keen on leaving the boat here on anchor, but look, you should be alright. I've put plenty of chain out, and the old girl should hang on alright. So a bit tongue-in-cheek, but you can anchor there. And now I've got to make my way up this creek. I wouldn't be able to get the boat up this creek to get to her place. This is Saltwater Creek we're entering. I don't know how far up I've got to go. But anyway, this is fun. This is what it's all about, exploring. Nice quiet little e-propulsion. This is Hope Island Road Bridge, and this would stop any taller boats from getting further up, I guess. I think I might even have to sit down to get under ourselves. Now which way? I can either go that way or this way, and I think I've got to go to port here, so we'll go up there and have a bit of a look. I might have to get Google out in a minute and make sure, but I think I've got to do a turn to port here. And hopefully a bit further up here we'll come to a lock. I think I can actually see some piles up the end there, so to the end of this stretch of Saltwater Creek here, I guess. So this is the lock. Just got to nut out how to operate it now, I guess. So here's the control. We're on the riverside, so I press the R at the little house. Okay, there's lights flashing, so that's a good sign apparently. Gate on this side's opening now. I think this is the first lock I've been through from my boat. Unbelievable, always something new, eh? Well, thank goodness for Google. I think we're on the right track now, so this is her canal here, I believe. So yeah, never knew any of this was here. You probably wouldn't unless you lived here, but yeah, interesting. So this has been a lot of fun, and Ronnie's taking me sailing this afternoon on I think it's like a WAGS day, but we're off to Southport Yacht Club and go out and do a bit of racing. It'll be a bit of something I haven't done for a long while, but yeah, hone up the old skills, I guess. That was an afternoon of upper body workouts. Bloody sailing with 2 sails, fantastic. But yeah, we came fourth, which was pretty good going, and a lot of fun. And we had a lot of breeze for the whole day, which was great.
Go probably Juban.
Thanks Mauro and Jude for a great day out on your boat. Fantastic. End of a good afternoon sailing. So a bit late getting home and back to the lock, so we're going to have to wait for the lock to open and let us in, and then back to the boat. Well, it was a good afternoon out sailing, and came back and had a couple of wines with Ronnie, but time to go home now, and first thing I've got to do is get out of the lake and back into the river and then back up to the boat. So we're just waiting for the lock to fill up or drain out or whatever it's got to do. So the level of the lake has now got to go down to the level of the river, and then we'll be out of here. I should have put some aerogard on before I made this trip, because the sandflies are atrocious. Very still night. They're eating me alive. Well, it was a good little adventure yesterday, going up the creek and through the lock and up to Ronnie's place, and then coming back in the dark. Got absolutely eaten by midges waiting in that lock to come out, so there'll be some aerogard on tomorrow. Well, it was a pretty good night. It was a good party, played a bit of music, everyone had a great time, and now it's a really wet morning and I'm getting soaked just going through the lock and heading home. Anyway, we'll get back to the boat and probably head back down the river to Paradise Point, I think. Okay, the quiz. What does this day shape indicate? And if you saw that day shape, what rule would you have to follow if you were passing in another boat or on a jet ski? A bit different. Hope you got that one, dudes. Don't forget, please like, subscribe, or make a comment and share. That'd be fantastic. See you next week.